Prime Minister Mark Carney one seat closer to a majority government now, this after another Conservative MP crossed the floor.
So for more on this, we're joined live by CTV News political commentator Scott Reid. Scott, I think Michael Ma has been to more Christmas parties this season than I have. I mean, he was in one the day before and then with the Liberals the next day. But talk about what this signals for the Conservative Party and your take on Pierre Poilievre's reaction.
Well, it's a really significant punch for Pierre Poilievre, no question about it. Look, if it's going to be a holly jolly Christmas for Mark Carney because he's got Conservative MPs abandoning Pierre Poilievre, it is definitely a lump of coal for the Conservative leader. You look at what this means. It means that Carney is one seat closer to a majority government. That is the magic prize when you are in politics. But it means more than that, I think, for Poilievre, because in the last 2 months, he's lost 3 members of parliament. One has decided to quit altogether. Another crossed to the Liberals. This MP from Markham, no pre-warning whatsoever. No, because you say on the night prior, he was actually at the Conservative Caucus Christmas party. So this is a bit of a gut punch for Poilievre. And remember, it's all in the context of his leadership review, which is coming up in January. And there's recently been some polling that suggests that Conservative rank and file, even the Conservative rank and file, are not exactly screaming with joy from Whoville.
What do you think of the timing of all of this as well, Scott? I mean, the House now on Christmas break, everybody wrapping things up yesterday, and then this bombshell is announced late in the evening.
Well, the very last stages of it were obviously quite deliberate. The Liberals were having their caucus Christmas party. This gave them a great big candy cane to wave around. No question, it was very deliberate, the timing. But, you know, the truth of the matter is that when members of Parliament cross, it's all about opportunities. So obviously some discussions have been happening with this member of Parliament. There was no buzz about this around Parliament Hill. In fact, if any, after those defections we saw earlier in the fall, the suggestion had been that the Conservatives have really tamped down their caucus and they tightened things up. Obviously not so. So on the pure tactical side, I think it was very deliberate. They wanted to do this on the last day of Parliament and go out with a bang. But, you know, by and large, this comes as a big surprise, and the timing is probably triggered by the member himself. He probably went to the Liberals and said, I've decided I want to come over.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Very interesting stuff. So, as you mentioned, Mark Carney's government just one seat away from forming a majority government. Talk about, I mean, if one more defector happens to join them, what kind of significance would this have for, I mean, the major projects that Carney has going on right now?
Well, it gives Carney a free hand. It means he doesn't have to live in fear that he can't get his legislative program through the House. It doesn't mean, most importantly, that he has to live in fear that there could be an election triggered at any point. So sometime in the spring, there will be some kind of confidence motion. Other Liberals will introduce a financial bill. Anytime it's about finances, that's an automatic confidence vote. Or perhaps the opposition will pass some kind of motion calling for confidence. And the Liberals are going to be that much easier. It will be that much easier for the Liberals now to pass and to survive. But really what it means, and it's interesting you bring up major projects, it means that a majority government, when you're a majority prime minister, you have the freedom to, you know, take some medicine, to maybe pursue a couple of unpopular moves, because you don't have to live in fear that every misstep will result in an election where your career could be finished.
Okay. Political commentator Scott Reid joining us live this morning. Scott, we wish we had more time. There's so much more to unpack here, but we really appreciate your take on all this, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Thanks, Scott.